Moving on, in upcoming as a development amid escalating tensions between Israel and ice cream giant Ben and Jerry's, Israel is now urging the US to enforce laws that oppose boycotts of Israel. The Israel envoy to the UN and the US has urged 35 US states to activate anti-BDS laws against Ben and Jerry's. Anti-BDS laws are designed to make it difficult for people and organizations to participate in boycotts of Israel. The laws are applicable in 35 US states, but Vermont, where Ben & Jerry's is headquartered, is not one of them. The ambassador sent letters to the governors of the US states requesting that they sanction Ben & Jerry's over its recent decision to halt sales in West Bank settlements. The envoy wrote that Israel views Ben & Jerry's policy of promoting anti-Semitic practices, the dehumanization of the Jewish people. On Monday, Ben & Jerry's said it would stop selling its ice cream in the Israeli-occupied West Bank and contested East Jerusalem. The decision would take effect at the end of 2022 when its contract with the current Israeli manufacturer and distributor expires. The ice cream giant said it would stay in Israel under a different arrangement. Israel deems all of Jerusalem as its capital, a status not recognized internationally. It says the West Bank is disputed territory, saying its status should be resolved via negotiations. The international community widely considers both areas to be occupied territory. Though never officially annexed, Israel has controlled West Bank for decades. Millions of Palestinians live in the territory. And our correspondent Jody Cohen getting us more in this detailed report. Take a look.
After Ben & Jerry's announced that they were giving the cold shoulder to the disputed territories, Israel has reacted swiftly. Its ambassador to the US, Gilad Erdan, has written to the governors of 35 states. These all have anti-boycott legislation in place designed to protect Israel, which is regarded as America's most loyal friend. US State Department spokesperson Ned Price has affirmed that the White House rejects the boycott movement and said it unfairly singles out Israel. Many kosher stores in the US and even Australia are dropping the ice cream from their shelves. Meanwhile, the distributor of Ben & Jerry's Israel reported a rise in sales, with local people apparently wanting to show support in the short term for the Israeli company, which sacrificed its contract over the issue. A similar case involving holiday rental company Airbnb resulted in the company being inundated with lawsuits alleging discriminatory practices, and the boycott decision was ultimately reversed. It remains to be seen whether Israel will be able to put the freeze on Ben & Jerry's decision. This is Jody Cohen from Jerusalem for WION World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.